my little piggies. Welcome to I'm a Bit of an Expert at Peppa Pig podcast. I'm your host, Josh Chapman, and down the end of the line, the other end of the line that is our man in Adelaide, the other host, Matt Frost. How you going, buddy?
I'm good, thanks, Josh. How are you?
Oh, I'm pretty good. It's a bit of a balmy night here in Melbourne. Nothing but balmy nights, but we're in the studio. I've got the studio was sort of temporary baby accommodation for a little while because we had my partner was sort of in here with the baby a couple of nights, so I could get a couple of nights sleep, which was very nice.
Yeah, well, it's very important to look after the dad.
It is very, but everything's, the baby's in her own room now, and Kat's back in the grown-up room. So the study is back to normal. So all systems go for recording, which is nice. And and today we're dressing up.
Great. Is Olive a big dress-up fan?
Yeah, she's got a dress-up box. She tends to lean on the fairy tutu side of things. She's got a couple of fairy dresses that she likes, the sort of the puffy dresses, these little ribbony bow things she likes to put on her wrists, and she has a tiara. She's very girly. We never really pushed girly stuff on her, but for some reason she's got a bit of a girly thing for that, and she does have a Supergirl costume that I got her, and I was trying to convince her that we should get a Rey from Star Wars costume the other day, and she was somewhat ambivalent, but she's just got invited to a fancy dress birthday party, and she did say in the car I could dress up like Rey.
Ooh,
so I was quite happy with that. And I did say if you do want to dress up as Rey, I will buy you a lightsaber as well. But this is the musings of a 3-year-old at a very particular point in time.
Yeah.
You could go out, buy the costume, get the gear, put her in it, and then 2 minutes before you leave the house, decide she wants to, wear the fairy costume, and the whole thing comes crashing down, and you don't get that cute photo.
And there's tears from dad, tears from daughter. Yeah, Saraya's huge dress-up fan. Beanie, not so much, but yeah, Saraya's got lots of dress-ups, and very much like you said, the princesses, fairies, but she's big on superheroes. She has a Rey. But
nice.
It's very difficult to wear. It's got it's a difficult one.
It'd have a lot of. Yeah, I feel like it'd have a lot of bits and bobs, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Batgirl, Moana, and Elsa are probably the big ones for her. So.
We were at a friend's place yesterday for their housewarming, and they got a bunch of they've got 2 girls, and it was just girl squad because most of my friends have got girls. It was almost all girls except for my best mate's son, who's 9, who just looked like the most dejected boy in the world, just sitting there going, there's about 10 girls here and just me. Luckily there was a Nintendo with Mario Kart on it, so he wasn't too bad. But they busted out the dressing up and the outfits, and Olive was getting around in one of the Frozen, I'm not sure which one of the Frozen princess dresses, but she hasn't seen Frozen yet, so she was just like, oh, it's a princess dress.
Wait till I guess every kid's different, but yeah, we had Frozen on repeat for quite some time. So
I feel like it's coming. It's coming. I actually got Lion King on DVD the other day because I didn't have it just for that. But Lion King's a little bit more traumatic. I think Frozen's probably a.
Dude, it's a Disney movie. The parents are off very early.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Hopefully, we never appear in a Disney movie because we won't make it past the first 5 minutes.
No.
It'll be the story of courageous young girls whose idiot podcasting fathers met their end. And then their lives got way more interesting.
Somehow managed to give themselves electrocuted on their microphones or something.
Yeah, exactly. Some sort of ironic death being fed to pigs or something like that.
Oh, it's got dark again. Yeah,
it is. So, dressing up. What happens in dressing up, Matt?
Yeah. So Peppa finds a dress-up box, and her and George dress up as their parents, which is, as far as role-playing goes, is sort of fairly low on the imagination scale. And then they role-play as their parents for the rest of the afternoon until they get some ice cream. That's
And that's the gist. That's the sort of the thrust of it, isn't it? Really.
Yeah.
They're sort of just hanging out in the mummy and daddy bedroom. Olive certainly doesn't spend much time in our bedroom really, unless she gets a chance to sort of watch something on the iPad. Do your kids is it a bit of a no-go zone, the mum and dad's room, or is it sort of free for all?
Our whole house is a free for all. We are not free for all. We're not in control of this ship. So yeah,
anything goes.
But because our room is the only like proper room, like my studio, etc., and sort of workshop and stuff is all downstairs. But the only proper room is our bedroom, so it does get probably left alone a little bit just because it's downstairs. But yeah, not to say that there hasn't been some serious mischief got up to down there. So
yeah, so the kids kind of go into this chest that's at the end of Mummy and Daddy's bed, and then they pull out these clothes. Obviously Mummy and Daddy Pig's clothes, and one of the first ones is this giant sort of Bill the Butcher from Gangs of New York top hat that that George pulls out, like this big mother, like it's Abraham Lincoln or something. I'm just sort of disappointed we don't see Daddy Pig swatting around in a top hat all the time. Really, he probably wouldn't make it through the doors.
I reckon that he'd have some good outfits in there. I'd like to see what Daddy Pig was rocking in the 80s.
Like the grunge years and the new romantic years and things as well.
Probably, I reckon the new romantic years would be more interesting. Yeah, like when he was right into Duran Duran and Spandau Ballet and stuff.
Yeah, and he had the makeup going, and he had the flock of seagulls haircut with the sort of the wavy bits on the top and the side, and yeah, he had like a little chain earring or something, like a little cross earring or something.
When Mummy Pig was right into Susie and the Banshees and
yeah.
That would be good.
Where's that episode? So the kids chuck on the outfits, and it's all funny and smiles. It is funny to see how huge George looks as soon as he puts Daddy Pig's coat on. It doesn't actually flop around him. He just becomes as wide as Daddy Pig. His arms are still sticking through the sleeves, but he's looking quite.
Some industrial strength shoulder pads going on there, I think.
Yeah, that's right. He looks like he's he's an undertaker or something. Like he should be in Deadwood or something. Like he's ready to bury some bodies.
Yeah, he does, doesn't he? Yeah, definitely. That's. I was trying to work out. I thought it was is he a 70s pimp? No, that doesn't fit. But no, definitely. I reckon you've got it there.
Old timey undertaker.
Yep.
And Peppa gets stuck into the makeup and gets the lipstick out, and does a lovely sort of why so serious around the around the mouth.
We could probably get pretty dark there. I don't think we will. Does Olive get into makeup at your place? Either yours or Kat's?
No, she doesn't really. No, not mine. Mine's all locked away from my new romantic days. it hasn't come out since on my guy liner. No, not really. Kat doesn't wear stacks of makeup, especially now that she's sort of not at work as well. So it's all sort of tucked away. It's not really ever lying around as well. So she's never really been too conscious of putting makeup on though. But she does like getting into Kat's shoes. That's like a go-to. Yeah. So she likes to put the shoes on and get around in the big shoes. So that did hit very close to home. Once they're sort of trolloping around the big shoes.
I guess.
And the kids. Yeah.
I guess Karina's very much the same with makeup, but we've got a teenage piggy. So there's constant conflict with her makeup and the kids getting into it. So
do they all share a bathroom?
They do, but it's more teenagers being teenagers can leave things out, not put things away, and toddlers and small girls being quite mischievous will also hunt things down. So
so you can't just put it in a drawer and assume it's never going to get found.
Yeah, I think the best solution is like Kiara puts a little bit of makeup on them and they're happy, So you give them a little bit, they won't sort of scorched earth her bedroom over it. So
Nice one. Yeah, no, we're not quite there yet. We're probably a couple of years away from the makeup and things. But so Pepper and George, this struck me as slightly strange. Pepper and George go into Mummy Pig, who's working away on the computer, and then Pepper jumps on the lap and starts deleting whatever she's writing, and then getting on the phone and it being pretty much a general nuisance. And Mummy Pig kind of takes it in her stride pretty well. She doesn't even just say, "All right, well, you've had your fun. Out you go. Well, let's undo this. Let's undo this damage that you've done." She actually doesn't seem that perturbed.
She's got that look on her face, though, that British stiff upper lip, keep calm and carry on through the whole thing, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think she's having fun. Like, but we've already. I couldn't zoom in on this, but we've already identified that Mummy Pig's letters are just a bunch of gibberish anyway.
Well, there is one frame, 2 minutes 45, when Pepper's on the phone, where you can see in the right hand corner of the screen a little bit of the Mummy Pig letter, and the Digby from the early episode is the first word in there as well. So I think they may have just reused the same letter, or maybe Mummy Pig is just still working on that same novel. She's stuck on that chapter.
It's just the same form letter that she sends to all her clients.
Yeah, the same one. Yeah.
I did have to rewind because I actually thought Pepper answered the phone instead of just picking it up and pretending. So, yeah. And that is sort of a... Although, Beanie's got on the phone and managed to connect to actual numbers. But
ask them if they've got any makeup.
Yeah.
Send it over. And then the kids... So Mummy Pig sort of shuffles the kids outside. And Daddy Pig's just in the backyard digging a hole for some reason.
Yeah.
Sort of Dale dug a hole style for our Australian listeners. And he gets cracking pretty quick. And then George, he doesn't sort of seem to mind that, they're in his best top hat and clothes and things, and invites George to jump into the hole as well. George starts digging in this giant hole. And then the kids jump in a hole and then have ice cream. So it's a little bit of a strange ending, isn't it, really?
Yeah, look, it's not one of our peak episodes. It doesn't sort of really go anywhere. I did
coming off the highs of the Kylie kangaroo.
I did like George and Pepper in the hole, like oinking in the hole. That was pretty good.
Yeah, there was some good acoustics going on there, wasn't there?
Yeah. Shout out to the sound mixers at Peppa Pig, but yeah, and then Mummy Pig comes out with the ice creams, and they do some jumping in the muddy puddles, don't they? Yeah, so it's a bit of...
Well, they kind of get out of the hole and they're just covered in mud.
Ah, yeah.
So they don't actually jump in the puddle. So again, they don't. It basically seems to be an episode of these kids can do anything and not get in trouble and get rewarded with ice cream. So they're playing around in Mummy and Daddy's room. Then they're going through all their stuff. Then they're putting their clothes on. Then they're taking their makeup. Then they're disturbing Mummy Pig, deleting her emails, jumping on their lap, answering her phone. Then getting into Daddy Pig's hole, digging that, getting muddy, getting out, chucking the clothes on the ground, and then, hey kids, here's some ice cream for you. So now we defend Peppa against the people who say it's bad, sets a bad example.
This wouldn't be
today,
the one that you wouldn't.
No consequences.
You wouldn't pull this episode out and say, look, here's an example of great behaviour. But by
I
the
wouldn't
same
be giving
token,
out ice cream if it was me. But
by the same token, I'm sort of looking at it going, "Oh, this looks like a normal day at our house." But
you're going, "Yep, well they do that. That seems about right. Yep, then they do that. That seems about right."
Yeah, and then we're desperately trying to get them to give up whatever they've got.
And then you're there washing dirty dress-up clothes at 10 at night.
It's pretty accurate.
Part of the course.
That's why. Yeah. That's why. Should the hot takes, be really based on Peppa's behaviour? Or should it just be the hot takes of this is how it really is?
Well, yeah. There's also that as well. It is all pretty close to home, as we've discussed before. Yeah. So, any closing thoughts on this one, Matt, before we shuffle off?
Not a great episode, but I did like Mummy Pig's stiff upper lip and the oinking in the hole made it worthwhile.
Yeah, there was enough there, wasn't there?
Yeah.
So we'll be back next time with new shoes. You can catch us at Peppa Pig Pod on the social medias. You can leave us a review on iTunes if you feel like it. You can just send us a tweet or a message. You know, we're happy to have the interactions and stuff. So thanks again for listening. And yeah, thanks a lot, mate.
Oh, thank you, Josh, and good night, little piggies.
Yeah, we're playing a tune and we're singing a song with a bang and a bong and a bang. Bong, bang, boo, bing, bong, bing, bing, bong, bangly, bongly, boo. Bong, bing, boo, bing, bong, bing, bing, bong, bangly, bongly, boo.